Rumors are that allegedly Marlo and Nene are back at war with one another. What's going on now? And who's currently winning this war? I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk? And welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly Marlo and Nene are at war with one another. What's going on? And who's currently winning this war? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more. And here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly Marlo and Nene are having a quiet war against each other. Sources say that this potential war could be huge if it plays out. The source continues. Allegedly, Marlo and Nene haven't been in a good place since Marlo received her peach. Things changed drastically between the two. It seems Marlo feels she no longer needs Nene, so any drama between the two is on Nene and not her, ended the source. Industry insiders believe that this quiet war has the potential to get out of hand. And why is that? Because Nene allegedly feels betrayed by Marlo. This runs deep, said another source. Nene demands loyalty, and right now, it doesn't appear that she's getting it from Marlo. Betrayal is a big part of this alleged war, continues the source. In the housewife universe, teams are everything. Alliances can make or break housewife duos. So the question is, what did Marlo allegedly do to start this war with Nene? Well, speculations are that Marlo's lack of advocating for Nene's return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise may be the issue. The source said, "This is a big test for Marlo's loyalty to Nene, and she's failing miserably." The source continued, "Marlo has made a mockery of her friendship with Nene. It was Nene who advocated for Marlo to remain a friend of the show when allegedly the network and producers weren't sure what to do with her. And it was Nene who helped give her the screen time that made her a household name. So one would think Marlo would be jumping to return this favor to Nene. However, all Nene has gotten from Marlo is crickets." Surprisingly, said another industry insider, it has allegedly been Kenya who has been advocating for Nene to return to both the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise and friend group. Most people were shocked by Kenya's answer, said an insider who attended the bravocon, but not Nene or real Real Housewives of Atlanta fans. Allegedly, Nene was more shocked that Marlo didn't co-sign Kenya's support for her returning to the franchise. "I know Nene must have been heartbroken by the way Marlo has treated their friendship. Ever since getting her peach, it appears Nene doesn't know who Marlo is anymore," continued the source. However, those close to Marlo say that she never stopped being Nene's friend, and she also has been allegedly advocating for Nene to return to the show behind the scenes, ended the source. But for now, we will just have to wait and see how this alleged war plays out. Now, kinfolk, when I first got this information about this alleged war between Marlo and Nene, it all made sense, and I wasn't surprised by some of this information, and here's why. When Kenya made the comment that she would prefer Nene to return back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, and it was almost crickets from Marlo in a certain type of way, I knew right then and there this would kind of rub feathers the wrong way. It seems as if Marlo understands that her position was made possible because Nene is no longer on the show. And it seems as if Marlo is willing to step in the role of the show villain, or at least one of the show villains that Nene once occupied. It's very evident that she understands these two things. But when Kenya made a strong push for Nene to come back to the franchise, it put Marlo in a very difficult position, because she may feel like her position is depending on Nene staying away from the franchise. Now, a lot of people who at bravocon said that Marlo has been in support of Nene and was in support of Nene and currently is in support of Nene returning to the show. But my sources are also telling me that this is just not the way Nene is seeing things, and for good reason. Because as my sources were saying, that if you are to believe this rumor, and it's all speculation at the moment, but let's just say for the sake of the argument, you're Nene, and you have done all these great and wonderful things for Marlo, and you have helped give her all these opportunities and different positions, and when you need that favor returned, whether you're asking for it or whether it is warranted or not, it seems as if Marlo could do the bare minimum and show you some love and support. But I see why she isn't doing that so vigorously, and here's why. Nene made the comment that Marlo was quote unquote the show or network's teacher's pet, a glorified teacher's pet. And we've seen that play out throughout the season, and especially at the reunion when Marlo seemed to be treated with light gloves and light punches. There was never really a very strong display of trying to hold Marlo accountable for some of the things that she said and some of the things that she did, especially by Andy. And so when Nene calls Marlo the glorified teacher's pet, in a certain type of way, she does have a point. It does come off as if Marlo is not wanting to ruffle a lot of feathers at the network or with producers because she finally has her peach. And she doesn't want to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. However, I think the part that she's missing, that if you are to believe these rumors that Nene is upset by her lack of loyalty, it is that if it wasn't for necessary Nene giving you that screen time and that air time, we really just would not be knowing who Marlo Hampton was in this grand sense of a scheme of the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. And on the other hand, again, I do believe Marlo understands that. However, I think her position is, I don't want to mess up my check. I don't want to mess up losing my peach after I finally got one after all these years of trying to get one. So I always have to deal with Nene with long-handed gloves, or I always have to deal with Nene behind the scenes, but I cannot mess up anything for myself and my opportunity in front of the camera. And so with that being said, if you are to believe that's Marlo's train of thinking, then the next thing that I thought about is very interesting, and you'll probably find it interesting as well. And it's this. The fact that Marlo has not vigorously come out in support of Nene returning to the show, and Kenya has, it goes to show you that at the end of the day, the most interesting thing about this entire drama is that Kenya understands the makeup of how reality TV works, and Marlo does not. It seems as if Marlo is playing her cards safe, and the interesting thing is Kenya is not. And is leading fans to really take Kenya's side in this, because depending on how you feel, and I'm one of the people who felt like Nene left the network and the show on very bad terms, and I think she took it to a place it should not have been taken to. Now, but with that being said, Kenya understands the dynamic that Nene brings to the show. She understands that the energy and drama that Nene brings to the show is what Real Housewives of Atlanta fans have been accustomed to liking and enjoying. Now, as toxic as it is, that's one of the reasons why they like Nene so much. Now, when you bring Marlo into the equation, she's not understanding this mixture of bringing Nene back because she's kind of nearsighted. She feels like if I advocate for Nene to come back and she comes back, then I'm going to lose my peach or I'm going to lose my position. However, she may be thinking that that is worth a chance that she's willing to take in order to make sure that she is securing her peach. Now, the other interesting thing about this that I find very peculiar, but honestly I can completely understand about this issue is this. It seems as if Marlo's whole position is backed up by this one very real fact. And that's the fact that the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise has flourished without Nene this last season. The ratings were high. They were consistently high. Fans are becoming to love the new cast. They are bonding with the cast, and they're enjoying the new energy and the new storylines and the socially dynamic that the show is bringing back to us as a franchise. And with that being said, much like Portia, it may no longer be a place for Nene's brand of drama on the show. No matter how much people tend to agree with Kenya and other people on social media that Nene made the show. And I think that is Marlo's safety net as the reason why she's not out there vigorously supporting Nene. Because I think if she knew that the franchise and her position on the show was depending on ratings and getting that excitement back, then I think she probably would be all in for Nene. But from Marlo's perspective, that's very interesting. I do believe she's looking at the standpoint of, hey, our numbers are holding, we are consistently rating high each week, and everyone is loving the season. So it may not be a reason for her to get down and kiss Nene's ring and beg to have Nene back in this big grand show of support. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Marlo's making a big mistake by not fully advocating for Nene to return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise? Or do you think she's playing her cards right and by not advocating for Nene so vigorously in order to keep her position safe? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Alright, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.